not even going anywhere, and then all of a sudden he just pops out again. But he, like you said, had the offensive lineman right out in front of him. Pina was setting an awesome block and just letting his running back be patient, sit behind him, and then make his move to be able to get out there.
That's a real good point, too, because that running back set those up. I don't want to take away from what he did. The running back did a good job there. He set it up. He was patient, as you said. And then at the last moment, and as the blocking broke down, he then took off and accelerated up the field. So that was a good run on both their parts. And once again, we talk about that. You run into that. You see a big play, a good play, and it usually involves more than just one person. It usually involves the person with the ball, but then other people getting down, doing extra work, throwing extra blocks.
Yeah, that's a kind of a big deal, actually, in today's day and age with football, especially. Fantasy football being so prevalent. People are only focusing on the statistics of a wide receiver, of a running back, and a quarterback. These guys in the trenches that are doing the work, they're what makes these plays happen. They're what breaks that running back out for a 50-yard gain. They're what makes the quarterback not get killed so he can make that pass down the field. They're kind of like the unsung heroes, and that's why just about every quarterback absolutely loves their offensive linemen. These linemen are out there. They're big guys, but they're really athletic. Like you were saying earlier, these guys can get out, and they're pulling from one side to the other to make big runs like you just saw there.
Yeah, and we don't have the roster for the opposing team for the Mayhem, and that's why we don't mention who has been injured and that thing. But luckily, number 3 is making his way to the sidelines.
So we get this game going again. It's 1st and 10, 4 minutes to go. Handoff.
Archie
to the big guy. He's breaking out to the side, running. They're going to call a hold on that, I believe. It's going to go to the 43-yard line.
Yeah, I'm going to be interested to see on that because I saw the crackback block by number 19. It looked like it was Darnell Thompson. He threw a big block, and that's right about where the official threw the flag, and now Darnell's talking to the official. And I wish we had replay because it looked to me like that was a good block. But then once again, you saw people flying all over the place, people getting downfield throwing blocks, and the running back then breaking off of it.
Yeah, Salgado, the wide receiver, was out on the outside making a solid block, and he kind of got into it with one of the defensive backs, but looked like he was, had his hands inside of the pads and was doing the right thing, and they just called the penalty on him.
Yeah, I would like to see that one again. They're talking to the Thurston County Mayhem.
So as we get this thing sorted out here, our officiating crew's been pretty good. They've been on point. They've been discussing everything with each other, trying to make sure that they make the right calls out here.
And they called holding was the call.
Yeah.
And so, and that could be. I don't know. Holding, that's a tough one. I didn't see that it was not holding. Let me put it that way. He cracked back on the guy.
I can concur with that statement. I did not see that it was not holding as well.
Yeah, because I thought they were going to call like a crackback or something, or blocking the back, and it was a really good block. But okay, the holding was the call. 2nd down.
2nd and 18 here. Man in motion out of the backfield. Simp moving down. Screenplay. Just trying to get back up to the line of scrimmage, it looks like. It may have got there. Looks like he stepped out of bounds about 2 yards shy of the line of scrimmage. So it's going to bring up 3rd down and about 12 yards to go.
Well, this offensive coordinator for the Kings has been doing just a great job this whole year. It's just great calls. And I tell you what, though, on that play, they're only rushing 3. And the last one, so I could see maybe going downfield on this. That was a quick out there, that stops the rush. They're not bringing a lot of pressure, so I would look us to go downfield.
So to take this 3rd down snap, or 2nd down snap, I guess. Throws a slant route, makes the catch. Makes one man miss, steps upfield, makes another man miss, and goes down about the 38-yard line there. That's Pierre Coliver. Seems like every time he touches the ball, something happens.
Yeah. That's the kind of guy you want to get the ball to.
Yeah, as you were mentioning, that's kind of a playmaker style guy. When he catches the ball, he's making things happen.
Yeah, and he catches it over the middle. You like playmakers.
Drops back, rolls out to the right, throws the pass, short pass. Gets it up to about the 15, 16-yard line. Great play by Tyler Button. Little juke and jive there to get an extra 5 yards out of that play. It looked like.
Yeah, and then he finished it up just driving upfield. You know, I like that. He makes a couple quick moves, but then when he sees what he has that he can get, if he gets upfield, he just accelerates straight up there.
Yeah, I like that play too. All right, hand off the ball from the 20, bounces outside, goes out, gets about 3 yards on the carry.
And if you look down here right on the track, you have a receiver that's blocking the defensive back. Blocks him all the way off the field and out onto the track. That's number 22, Deshaun Salgado. We've been talking about him. I should know his number by now. And that once again, what we've been talking about all along. That's what you love. I mean, a wide receiver takes a defender, drives him out the field and onto the track. Now, you might want to stop maybe a little before the track, where you don't get a call, but that's some good hard work.
All right, we got the Kings here in scoring position on the 10-yard line of the Mayhem, looking to get in the end zone here. They got a second down, about 5 to go. Drops back to pass, got a man over the middle. Oh, Salgado just out of his hands. He got contacted as soon as he got the ball in his hand, so he only had one arm to try to pull it down and almost makes the catch. It's a great play, great throw. Defense was on point with staying with him.
I tell you what was kind of interesting on that last play. The left tackle, number 56, Nalu Salu. His guy came rushing at him, and he hit him and knocked him right to the ground. Now, it was on the other side. The pass came off to the right, but that was some good offensive line play there by the left tackle, number 56, Nalu Salu.
Yeah, both the tackles on this team are just ginormous. They're out there making people scared, I'm guessing. That Chance Dolahire on the other side is a monster of a man, too. He's calling out the plays there. Cruz gets the ball, goes to the right, got a man open in the end zone. That's Isaiah Sight for the touchdown. Touchdown, Kings.
That was nice. He's moving around, finding the open space. But you know, the reason he was able to do that was he had time to throw the ball. And you were talking about number 69, Chance Dolahide. He was actually played at Southern Oregon State University. And they won, according to him, he told me they won the national championship down there, and he's looking at the Canadian Football League. He's hoping to parlay the season here and to pick it up either the Canadian Football League or maybe move on into the NFL, something like that.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, that guy passes the eye test. He is a football body. This guy is a monster out there, and he's got long arms, and he looks like he has good footwork, and he's making blocks and making them count. So I don't see why he couldn't make it to Canadian. There's a fake punt or a bad snap, and he goes down at the 12-yard line. That's okay. It's going to be Kings 30, Mayhem 14. We got 2 minutes and 14 seconds to go here in the third quarter. The Mayhem will take over after the kickoff.
Yeah, and the center wants to thank you for calling that a fake kick because that was a bad snap.
Yeah, it's just like when we do baseball. It's they always want a pass ball instead of a wild pitch. If you're the pitcher.
Right. Yeah.
I guess it could be called either way, but either way, the play was broken down, and it's no good on the 2-point or on the extra point attempt. But the Kings still lead by 16 points here late in the second or third quarter. It's getting late in this game, as we were talking about earlier, with this heat. The fatigue is definitely wearing on the players. You can see some of them coming out for cramping issues and things like that. So you hope they're all drinking a lot of water and trying to stick with it because they're burning off water like mad out there, I'm sure.
Yeah, I think that was a big drive. I think that was an important, as far as we're talking about momentum and all of that, that was a big drive. Drive it down there, score, because it's been 24-14 for a long time. Yeah. That makes me feel pretty good. I'm going to predict that the Kings are getting ready to put this game away.
Yeah, the Kings started that drive on the 5-yard line, so we're talking about a 95-yard drive for a touchdown on that. And there's a little squib kick. Picked up the ball, broke a tackle, goes down about the 48-yard line. The Kings, they started that drive way deep in their own territory, even got that half the distance to the goal penalty, so it actually maybe was back at the 2.5-yard line where they started that drive. They took it all the way down the field methodically, going all the way down without getting into a 4th down and long situation or 3rd down and long situation, and scored a touchdown. That's exactly what you want. That's the Kings offense that we're actually used to seeing, so it's good to see them staying. Again, we talked earlier in the game about conditioning being a factor going late into this game. Looks like the Kings are in pretty good condition to be able to go a whole game, and even in this heat.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's a good point. I mean, you take it. I had forgotten actually that they went that far, 95 yards late in the game, and that's a pretty good indication that they are in shape.
Yeah, they were doing a run and pass offense, keeping it pretty balanced and driving down the field. Mayhem snaps the ball, takes it back, got some pressure on all sides. Ooh, almost a great catch. That's Joseph Titilani on the defense there. He ran with his man, was in the way of him just going up and just basically catching the ball, and the receiver had to try to turn and catch it like one-armed. Good defense on the play.
Yeah, that was good defense on the coverage. It was not bad protection there for the Mayhem. He had time to set in there and threw the ball. It was good defensive coverage.
Yeah, he's sitting back in that pocket, and that pocket's collapsing. He has to do exactly what the play's intended. So if it's a 2-step drop, he's got to throw it on 2. Steps back, collapsing pocket again, throws it running to his right, makes the pass, he's got a space, he's going, he's 20, 10, 5, touchdown Mayhem. So just like that, the Mayhem put points back on the board to make this a very competitive game going here into just about the 4th quarter. We have 1 minute and 37 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. The Mayhem make a big play on that. Looked like a broken play as the quarterback was running to his right and throws to his left. The wide receiver made a good play to be able to step out and make that catch.
Yeah, it almost seemed like they lost track of where that receiver was. He was all the way on the other side of the field, and you know that happens. If the quarterback is moving to the right, people to the left, defensive backs to the left, you're going to rotate more over towards the direction that the quarterback is rolling. And but that was a good play.
Keeping it consistent, they're going to go ahead and go for 2 again here. Their last 2-point conversion resulted in an incomplete pass. Takes the pass back, got pressure in his face, throws it to the flat. It's intercepted. We'd like to call that an incomplete pass. So the 2-point conversion is no good.
There's a flag. I think it's going to be roughing the passer. It looked to me like he was hit after the ball was gone.
Looks like they're walking off some yardage, so it'll be half the distance to the goal. It's going to put them on the 1.5-yard line.
Yeah, roughing the passer, pointed the wrong way for a second.
So the Mayhem will get a second shot at this. They got 1.5 yards to go, trying to get that 2-point conversion. See if the Kings defense can hold steady and keep them out of the end zone here. Takes the snap, drops back, looks around, doesn't have anybody, floats one into the end zone, and that's a 2-point conversion is good.
Yeah, I would say that was a good play, except obviously someone messed up on that coverage.
Yeah, it looked like he slipped out of that. It looked like they were running a zone defense, and he just kind of slipped behind the zone and sat out by the sideline and was the defensive back was unaware of where he was.
Yeah,
so.
It didn't look like he knew he was there.
Yeah, you don't get that open very often, so you got to take advantage of it when you do.
Yeah, not when you're down on the short field too, right? I mean, there's only 12 yards of field, even less because it was half the distance. There's like 12 yards of field to cover. So there was a miscommunication there.
It's kind of an interesting paradigm when you think about the shortened field. You got more players in that short area to defend, but there's so many more little spots that you could be in, and even that short little distance there with the goal line.
Right. Well, it's every bit of area is very valuable. That's it. You don't really have to go anywhere. Just be there, and if you catch the ball, it's a score.
Exactly. And sometimes when you're down there, when you're playing defense, it's pretty difficult because, like you said, every spot is so much more valuable vulnerable. So one little slip up, you get a little lackadaisical back there, and one guy will slip out and make a catch and score on you.
As what happened there.
Correct. So that'll bring our score to Kings 30, Mayhem 22. It's a minute and 37 to go here in the third quarter. This is quite a game we have on our hands here today, folks.
So, you asked me one series ago, I was feeling pretty confident. I really thought we were going to stop them, start scoring. Well, if you ask me again, here's momentum swinging the other way.
Yeah, that's the sport is definitely about momentum, and it can change hands very, very quickly in a football game. With a quick touchdown like that, that's a good way to do it. The kick is off. Receives the ball at the 10-yard line. That's Isaiah again. Makes the run. Got room right up the middle. Running. He's at the 50. He's got nobody in front of him. One man to beat. Runs back the other side of the field. It's dangerous territory. Gets down to the 25-yard line. That's the good way to start it off. That's a good way to change momentum there.
There was
a flag on the play. Drop there at the 50-yard line.
That was one heck of a run. I'll tell you what, that was some good athleticism. I like the way, and did you see that acceleration when he saw the hole? That's the mark of a real good athlete right there. To be able to made a couple of moves, then he sees the hole, boom, just explode upfield.
Yeah, it was as soon as he saw that seam, he just bolted through that. I mean, it was definitely a big run back.
Yeah, and that's a better term, too, seam. It was a seam that he saw. He saw that there was a line right up there that he could explode up. And so that's actually the better terminology.
Looks like they're going to assess the penalty from the end of the run, which is in the Kings' favor.
Didn't he just call it against the... I thought he did unsportsmanlike conduct against the Kings.
They're going to walk it off from the 25-yard line. So the Kings will take over 1st and 10 from their 39-yard line to the Mayhem. And we'll get this quarter underway again. So with that big return, that puts them in good field position. Hopefully they can get the ball going. They hand off right up the middle, patiently waits for his blockers to set up, and gets out about a 9-yard gain there for Donald McKee. He's been running the ball very effectively today. He's also been picking up a lot of blitzes and being in the right place at the right time, which is what you want out of your running backs there.
Yeah, an all around running back right there. And he got it, made a couple of quick moves, hit into the hole, and then accelerated into the hit.
Throws it to the sideline. McKee's open, makes the catch. It looks like it's good enough for a first down. That's going to be good for a Kings first down. Clock's stopped with 51 seconds to go.
Yeah, and he saw the guy coming at him, too. The guy had a long run. McKee got over there, got open a little bit, got kind of lost in the coverage. They saw he comes running at him. McKee sees him. He catches the ball, secures the ball, knowing he's going to take the hit, and then gets the first down.
So it's 1st and 10 from the 28-yard line. Kings line up. McKee's still in the game. Cruz back to take the snap. Shotgun set. Throws it to his left side. Got a man. Makes the catch. Takes an entire gang to tackle him down. It looks like he had about forward progress about the 21-yard line there.
Yeah, there was a whole bunch of mayhem on him.
Yeah,
he kept struggling for yards.
That's Tyler Budden. He kept his head down and just kept going forward. Oh, I'm sorry. Correction. That's Darnell Thompson on the reception there.
I don't think Tyler would be upset with that.
3 seconds to go in the quarter. Drops back. Throws it over the middle. Oh, the ball just comes out. He threw it right in the seam into 3 or 4 defenders. He almost makes the grab. Darnell Thompson, again, the receiver, the target on there.
Yeah, he had to thread that in there. There were a bunch of guys around him. I'm thinking the receiver might not be upset if they didn't throw the ball to him in that situation again. He made a good try at it, but there were people converging on him. It was a great throw. Got it right in there. It wasn't many other places he could have thrown it. Got it in there, but then the receiver took a hit.
Yeah, that's dangerous territory to throw the ball. Like you said, he's just threading the needle. He's throwing it right in between many defenders. And then if the receiver does catch it, he's in a bad position because he's not really defending his body from big hits. And in the center of the field like that, they're converging from all angles. So with that'll end our third quarter of play. The Kings lead it 30-22 over the Thurston County Mayhem. It'll bring up 2nd and 4th to go. The Kings will have the ball to start the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and they're only up by 1 score.
Kings are in good position to be able to take the ball and hopefully get into the end zone and extend this lead a little bit further. They had a bigger lead for a moment until that big play by the Mayhem. They caught that touchdown pass for about a 45-yard gain after the extensive 95-yard drive for the Kings. The referee's got the rolling cooler out there again. It's time to get rehydrated.
Yeah, so far this has been the most interesting game of the year. And now, now's the time that we've had enough interesting game. Now's the time, let's make it boring. Put a few scores on there and we'll go home.
Yeah, it sounds good to me.
And I'm getting back to this. We talked about it earlier. I would like to see the Kings to be able to start running the ball. Get under center, hand it off, start pounding the ball upfield. It would be nice to see us take the game away from our opponents just by a controlled ground game. Now, but that said, look, our quarterback's great. This hasn't been his best game, but you and I have seen him have some amazing games. He's been under control here. He's been in control of the game. So you don't want to take the game out of his hands. So I can see where they would keep moving it down the field, keep throwing it like they are. But now would be a good time to see him run the ball.
Yeah, for sure. Early down runs are important to football. Like you said, take the control out of the other team's hand. If they don't have the ball, they can't score. So if you got the lead, take it. Cruz drops the ball as it's thrown to him, or hiked to him. He's got 2 men wide open down the field. He's rolling. He's throwing. Does he come down with it? Touchdown, Kings. What a beautiful pitch and catch.
Are you kidding me? When that play started, I was thinking, we were just saying all these good things about Cruz, and boy, this is one messed up play. And how did it end?
It ended in a touchdown.
That's great. That's great when you look all screwed up and you don't know what's going on and you're stumbling around and touchdown. That's the way it should be.
Yeah, as soon as he started rolling to the right, I saw the 2 guys out there and he just needed to chuck the ball out there. I thought he waited a little long because the defense was able to get over in that area, but apparently it was just enough time because it worked out just fine for a Kings touchdown.
Yeah, and over there on the right side, number 69, the guy we were talking about before, Chance Dollahite, he actually put his guy down into the ground, and also the quarterback rolled out around it. Chance actually lost track of the quarterback, didn't realize he was outside, but he pinned that contained person right inside, and that allowed the quarterback to get outside and throw a great pass.
Yeah, Chance is, once you put your man to the dirt, you just kind of look around for who's next. So the Kings line up for a 2-point conversion here. Got a man in motion, lines up, throws the ball to the deep corner. It's a jump ball, makes the catch. That's good for a 2-point conversion.
Wow.
Kings take the lead, 38-22.
Salgado once again.
And they're going to throw a flag after the play is over.
Come on. Unsportsmanlike conduct against the Kings.
I don't think they care at this point, to be completely honest with you. He made that catch. We have a 16-point lead here in the start of the fourth quarter. That is 2 touchdowns and two-point conversions. It is a pretty major lead. That's exactly what you want.
Well, gee whiz, I care. I don't like to see that kind of stuff. But anyway, I'm old-fashioned. You know, the thing about old Delgado on that play, the defender actually had position on him. And that was a case where you can go, last time they talk about how the defender can go through the receiver to get the ball. All right, well, you can't go through him, but you have equal rights to the ball. Well, this was a case where the defender actually had position on Delgado. He went into the defender, but he did it in a way that he was clearly going for the ball. That was an outstanding play by Delgado. The defender was in position, could have picked it off. Delgado went through the defender, but going for the ball. That was an outstanding play.
Yeah, it was a great pitch and catch. Like I said, it was a jump ball, basically. A lot of these guys probably played basketball and know how to, box out and make those catches so that only they can receive it. This is the kind of play that you would have seen Barquette make last week, as far as jumping up and being able to catch the ball, being a lot bigger and stronger than a lot of the guys out there.
We haven't called his number. Do we know what's going on?
I don't think he's here today.
Yeah.
You would see him. He's a giant man out there. I think we have kind of a skeleton crew team here today, so it's kind of good to see us still doing as well as we are, even without some of our major starter. Looks like they're going to assess that penalty of unsportsmanlike on the kickoff here, so they're going to kick off from the 20-yard line.
This when the Kings did a celebration.
Yeah, I don't like to give them that field position there because we're still not that far out.
Well, with the way the Mayhem scored their last touchdown, it doesn't seem like they're too far off a touchdown anyway. So
right.
We need to make sure we can control this game. It's a good bounce on the kick. Received about the 22-yard line, trying to make some moves in the backfield. Gets wrapped. Oh, almost tackled. Second chance at it, third chance at it. Gang tackled at the 28-yard line.
That coverage was pretty good. They were in their lanes pretty well. Now, it would have been nice if he'd made the tackle right there, but that's wide open field. That's a good, elusive running back. So that worked out pretty well. But we were in our lane, so even when he got away from the first tackler, we had people that were in the right space, at the right place, at the right time, and they were able to corral him and take him down.
Yeah, that's exactly what you look for out of your defense. You want them all to pursue the ball once the ball is in a place that it can't be thrown or what have you. And that's what they did. They converged onto him. They ran exactly down their lanes, like you were saying, and they made the tackle for a pretty good stoppage. In fact, it was only about a 5 yards difference between that first initial hit and where he actually went down. So it's 1st and 10 here, the 28-yard line. Mayhem ball, down 16 points. About 14 minutes to go here in the game.
So this would be a good stop. This would be an important stop right here.
That was kind of a sneaky substitution they did. The guy walked in right off the sideline. I think they were trying to plan that so it would be. So he's going to take a big hit. He does. He throws the ball. That's intercepted. That's a Kings ball.
Well,
on the 49-yard line. Even if it is roughing, it should be. The quarterback took a big hit there. He was rolling out and he was getting a man right in his face and maybe a helmet to helmet. But the ball was intercepted at the 49-yard line by the Kings.
I think that was helmet to helmet. And we're just going to figure out how that whole transition happened. It's conceivable that the hit to the helmet came before the interception. Personal foul. So the question is, was it after the change of possession?
And another flag on the play. We got 4 players warned on the sideline for the Mayhem, for coaches, staff, and players.
Personal foul, first down. Yeah, that's what it is. There you go. That's a big one, right? That's a turnover, negating the turnover. Now, on that one, I don't know that was necessarily malicious. That's one of those things. Sometimes you can have those kind of contacts, helmet to helmet, where you're just playing ball, right? So, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt, but also, lots of times, that's your choice. Just don't hit him in the head. There's a concept.
Yeah, it didn't look malicious at all. He was running out to make a play as the quarterback was scrambling to his right. He had two men following him, one coming right at his face, and he let the ball go just seconds before he got hit, and he fell down himself. So that's what had the contact from helmet to helmet. I don't think it was malicious intent at all.
Yeah, that could be one of those things where you're just out there running around, and it's a good call. You got to make that call, but that's just, you're just out there being aggressive.
It's like when the quarterback's being sacked and then gets hit from another player that's not the one initially sacking him and accidentally hits him in the head when he's spinning around or something. Kings get good pressure coming up, throw the ball off, about an 8-yard completion. It's going to be tackled down at the 48-yard line.
Yeah, and after taking that hit the previous play, quarterback steps up into the pocket and has enough protection to get that ball off.
I'll tell you, this Mayhem quarterback, he's been good all day.
Yeah.
He's been making plays where there aren't any plays, and he's been holding strong and being tough in the pocket there. So I'm impressed by his play so far.
Yeah, there's some pretty good quarterbacks in this league.
There's just pretty good players in this league,
right,
and I won't say pretty good. There's good players in this league. These guys are out here. They're semi-pro. This is not high school or whatever. These guys are playing football out here as men. Rolls out to his right, got men in pursuit. Throws the ball to the sideline, just incomplete. That's going to bring up third down. Quite a play there. He tried to throw it to the receiver on the sideline there, where only he could grab it, and it was just out of his fingertips. It's going to bring up 3rd and 5 here.
Yeah, he was getting some pressure coming up the middle there.
Yeah, this quarterback for Mayhem, he's been running for his life back there, but he's been doing pretty well. I can't say enough about the defensive front for the Kings. They have been showing pressure and getting in there and making tackles. I mean, they're doing exactly what they're supposed to do.
Yeah, the pressure on that one was put on by Darius Johnson, and we didn't quite get the good contain on the left side, and that let the quarterback scramble out a little bit, and might have cost him a sack on that.
Yeah, it's pretty difficult to seal on the ends there. So I mean, they've been doing really well all game. So here they come again. It's intercepted. He's got room. He's running up the sideline. He's going. That's definitely going to be a touchdown. 10-5, touchdown. No pursuit even by the defense. Offense, rather. Carlos Anderson steps up, makes the interception, strides down the sideline, scores a touchdown. That is going to put some points on the board for the Kings.
And on that play, the left defensive end, because I mentioned the play before, he didn't put it on contain. I wasn't really watching him. He was in a spy technique. He was actually there to make sure the quarterback doesn't roll out. He was on a slow rush, making sure the quarterback doesn't roll out. As the quarterback rolled to him, he accelerated to the quarterback. Now, he didn't actually get there, but there's no question the quarterback saw him coming, and that could have led to led to that interception. So the play before, I said he's not really putting on the contained rush. I watched him this play. He was doing what he was told to do. He's on a spy to keep the quarterback from scrambling around.
Yeah, that was Isaiah Martin on that, and he was definitely probably the cause for the interception, because he was coming right at him. He was going to have a clean hit on the quarterback, so he just slung it over the top, trying to make something happen, and it was picked off and taken back with no pursuit for a touchdown by the Kings.
And, of course, we're going to give credit to the person that scored the touchdown.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But then he should give credit, again, to the pass rush.
Kings line up for 2-point conversion, throw a little hitch route. Oh, he gets tackled back. They're going to call a helmet-to-helmet, I think, on that play. He does not have a helmet on anymore.
And that's the same play as we saw earlier when they called it against the Kings. I didn't see a malicious hit there.
No,
he was in good position, squared up, and then that kind of thing happens. But you got to call it.
Yeah, I completely agree. He was just back there making the tackle. It wasn't anything intentful to harm a player or anything. He was just trying to stop the play from happening, and that's what he did. I think that you could almost no-call that. It's a running back. It's not a quarterback or a wide receiver that's defenseless. Those guys are out there able to take that type of hit.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, but I like that. I like those calls. I want you to call. When guys are getting hit in the head, I want the call, even if it's not intentional.
Looks like they're going to repeat the down, and it doesn't. And they're 1.5 yard line. McKee gets the ball and he carries it. That is good for a 2-point conversion. That's going to take the Kings up. Kings 46 to the Mayhem 22. We have 12:57 here to go in the fourth quarter. Kings coming out, firing on all cylinders, taking this down.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that was a big touchdown. 21 points. I feel that you got to be 21 points before you can really feel confident in a lead.
You can kind of see it in the mannerism as the Mayhem come off the field and the Kings are celebrating a little bit and the Mayhem are just kind of coming out. I know it's hot and I know they're all tired out there and probably dehydrated and ready to take a break. Hands on the hips for the Mayhem.
But, you know, and that's the mark of a good team. They were pushed, and they were never that close, but they were pushed. The momentum went over to the Mayhem. Mm-hmm. But now look what the Kings have done. They've come down. They've taken it down, like you pointed out, 97-yard drive, then gave up a quick touchdown, come back, push it into the end zone a couple of times. That's the mark of a good team.
Yeah, they've taken some punches, and they've still gone for the knockout themselves. It's impressive to watch this Kings team and what they're able to do out here on the field in every facet. I mean, again, that was set up by a defensive touchdown to put those points on the board. A huge drive earlier. I mean, the Kings have again. I said this last game too, but they're out firing on all cylinders. They're working in every single facet of the game. That's a big hit. Comes over the top. That's a huge hit. Isaiah Martin comes in with a big hit there.
And we've mentioned him a few times. But once again, too, if you look at it, if you watch them coming down, they're in their lanes.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's Nigel Harbison coming across. I thought it was 28. Made a big hit there and just dropped him. We'll see if the Mayhem have any life left in them if they want to come out and keep trying to play this game. I mean, there's a whole quarter to play, so anything can happen here.
Yeah, well, now's the time. If you're going to come back, you know, you can't come back if you can't keep back. Let me try that one more time. You can't come back if you can't keep up. So now's the time that they would have to do it.
That's right. This is a huge stand for the defense. If the defense can hold up on this drive, then it's gonna basically be the end of this game. Is from my perspective. They want to take the momentum out of them and then just go for the jugular and cut them down and win this game. Kings look pumped out there. Their defense is out there chanting and jocking and jiving, and they're ready to play.
Yeah, this is when it gets fun.
Exactly.
I mean, it's always fun, of course, but this is the best time when you're a football player, when you got a big lead, right? And there, as you said, there aren't that many people here. There aren't as many people on the Kings as are normal, but this is when the reserves get to play.
Yeah. I think that this stand right here can make or break this game for the Kings. Mayhem drops back, throws the ball, takes a hit as he throws. It's a clean shot to the hip and shoulder area, not the head.
Demetrius Moore once again. Good pressure up the middle. The left defensive end got off hard, and we've been talking about him quite a bit. Isaiah Martin, he got hard, contained the quarterback. The quarterback looked like he was looking maybe to roll. Contain was there, and before he even had a chance to look downfield again, Demetrius hit him and knocked him back.
Yeah, this defensive line has been doing so amazing today. They've been able to basically contain the quarterback, and I'm sure this quarterback, if you give him a few inches, he'll take a mile on you if he gets the opportunity. So they've been doing super well by keeping him exactly where they need him in the pocket and then giving him limited time to pass the ball. Drops back to pass. He's got people in his face again. Throws the ball as he's hit. Ooh, that was nearly intercepted too. This is going to be an incomplete pass. It's going to bring up third down.
And that was another example of number 28, Isaiah Martin. He was on a spy technique. He didn't get off right away. And I'm not quite sure why they're doing that, because in that case, you know, once again, Demetrius Moore came up the middle, but now the quarterback was able to roll away from him. So that could have cost a sack for Demetrius Moore. Once the quarterback rolled out, then Martin 28 shot upfield, but he was on a spy technique, and I'm not quite sure why he's doing that. I think the way he's been rushing the passer, get him up there.
Yeah, that was Sean Parker on the defense there. He's a UW alumni. He's out here playing for these Kings and putting in work. Hiked the ball on third down, got pressure, rolling out. He's got some room. Stepping up. Oh, it's going to be close to a first down. We'll see where they spot him there.
See, and there's a case where, once again, number 90, Moore, got upfield, but there was no contain on the right-hand side, and the quarterback rolled out. And that's where Demetrius may have got another sack, but they're doing a different type of technique here. They're spying the quarterback instead of getting upfield, and the quarterback was able to get outside to contain.
Yeah, Paul Stevens had a line on him, just couldn't get quite the right angle on him. Quarterback for Mayhem is pretty fast out there, so he was able to outrun the pursuit from Stevens. Looks like that was good enough for a first down. They marked him about a half yard up past the first down line to gain there. So Mayhem will start with a fresh set of downs, 1st and 10, 11 minutes and 58 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter. Down by 24. That's a tip ball. Oh, nearly intercepted. It was tipped directly up in the air. And Sergio Brown almost came up with the interception there.
Well, that would have been a great one. As a defensive lineman, I, on occasion, was able to pick off a pass, and that's always a special occasion.
Yeah, if you're a defensive lineman, anytime you get a chance to catch a ball or pick up a fumble and possibly get it back for a touchdown, that's a momentous day for you.
Yeah, and I hope sometime we get in a game where it's a bigger blowout, because I can tell you one of my most famous interceptions was against BYU and Jim McMahon. I picked Jim McMahon, who went on and won the Super Bowl for the Chicago Bears. I picked him off one time and was running.
He's quite a dancer, though, too, right?
Yeah. The Super Bowl shuffle.
Man back, 2nd and 10. 4 wide, steps up in the pocket, throws the ball. Some contact there. They are going to call it.
That's one of those where that's a good call, but, it's one of those where you could see it not called. But
yeah.
That was there.
It looked like it could be a holding or a pass interference there.
And so if there's any viewers out there, listeners, would like to hear the rest of that story of how I picked off a pass from Jim McMahon, you can go ahead and email us. Just go to cgame.live, click on the little tag up there, and I'll finish that story off. Maybe the game where it's a bigger blowout.
What's next for the Kings? Do we have a game next week?
You know what that's called? Dead air.
Oh, or 4th of July.
It's a 4th of July bye week. We're all taking the week off next week for the 4th of July. So our coverage will come back to you 1 week after. We'll be playing, I believe, our final home game.
On the 15th is our next the next game that I'm sure we're going to be doing. Because we didn't know we were going to be doing this game until yesterday.
The Mayhem lineup. We got a fresh set of downs, 1st and 10. Rolls out to his right. Looks, got a man in the slot. Wraps him up pretty good there and takes him down. That's going to be good enough for a first down, though. They're going to be out to the 42-yard line on that play. Oh, wait, we have a penalty flag.
That was relatively good coverage by number 24, the notorious N.A.
Yes. We're going to have to get his name right after this game here.
Yeah, because we're calling him. He must be he must be a good player. We keep calling out N.A. But the thing is, it was fairly good coverage. Number 1 for the Mayhem ran a nice route, made a cut, got open, and then the quarterback hit him.
Yeah, he did exactly what he was supposed to. It looks like the penalty is going to be on the Mayhem. It's going to be backing him up.
And, I see that we're getting more and more advanced all the time, because I see now we have the score on the screen.
Yeah, we have name keys officially, and we have a score on the screen. That's pretty impressive here. We're just getting bigger and better every single week, so make sure you tune in with us here, and we'll definitely get the best broadcast available for the Kings football. Your 2-time defending national champion Kings football.
back-to-back and back again.
Hopefully. Mayhem have a man in motion. Takes the snap, looks right, throws the ball to the slot. Intercepted. He's got space. He's running up the sideline, makes a man miss, gets tackled down by the quarterback. That's a great play by Taylor Smith. Steps up.
Good job.
Makes the catch. Again, I think that's a point where you're just kind of reading the eyes of the quarterback. You know, he was looking right the whole time. So I think they kind of knew exactly where that ball was going to be going.
Yeah, that's a good point. He was watching how the quarterback was staring. Because that happened to me one time. It was Jim McMahon had the okay, yeah, all right. And you know, we're getting better and better here. We're putting the score on the screen and all that stuff. And I think this is a good time to point out that that you and I, we're still real cheap. So if someone wanted to get up here and get some advertisements.
That's right.
That's a good idea. We're available. Ray and I are available, and we're not easy, but we're cheap.
That's right.
So go to the website and click on the tab.
Kings hike the ball, handoff up the middle. That's your guy.
Yeah, that's Archie.
There you go.
Archie.
He gets out to about the 13-yard line on that play. Looks like we got a Kings player down. Hopefully it's a cramp or something. Nothing serious.
Boy, he just flopped, though.
Trainer's out on the field. Got another play.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's a cramp. And it hit him. He just dropped to the ground. It just, boom, it nailed him.
You know, cramps, you know, people don't think too much of it, but man, I tell you what, if you get one of those cramps when you're like moving, it can make you stop on a dime. You can fall straight to the ground because it hurts so bad. You can't move your leg. You can't, you know, do anything. It could be your toe cramping, and that's enough to make you go down.
Yeah, that's David Alsu. I mentioned his name because it's not a serious injury. In fact, he's already ready to get back on his feet. And he's one of those real big guys, enormous guy. And then those are the ones where, you know, the heat, dehydration, that can affect them more than people that aren't quite as huge.
Man, he is a big guy. I'd like to see a stat on these guys. Number 96 and 69 are just giants out there. You guys are 300 pounds, I'm guessing.
I might add 100 to that.
He's a big guy.
Oh, he's way over 300 pounds.
Yeah, but he still looks pretty athletic. You know, being that large and still pretty athletic. That's awesome.
He's good feet. Real good quick feet.
And Kings line up here. 2nd down, 4 to go. Quarterback takes snap, runs to the left, throws it over the top. He's got a man. Oh, just outside of his fingertips there. Cruz wanted to hit him big time.
I wasn't able to see it perfectly, but it looked to me like that was exactly where it needed to be.
Yeah, if the receiver got stretched out a little bit, he may have been able to bring that in. But, you know, at this point in the game, you don't really need to risk, you know, your health to be able to lay out for a ball like that.
Yeah, there's some truth to that. That was a nice touch pass, though. That was, too. He dropped it right where it needed to be. The receiver just didn't get there for whatever reason. But that was a sweet pass.
Yeah, 3rd down and 4 here. Got 4 wide.
Give it to Archie.
Big Archie in the backfield there. Throws a short pass to the left side. Ooh, he gets up and gets taken down short of the 1st down. That was a big play there. That was Tyler Button on the reception. You know, it's interesting to watch Cruz as a quarterback here. He actually, just by what he's doing out there, it looks like he enjoys running to the left while throwing it with the right. And that's something you just don't see in this day and age of football. I mean, like I was saying last week, those are the big guys that have guns on them that are out there throwing balls like that. You get your Cam Newtons and your Brett Favre out there. They're throwing the balls going the opposite direction. They're gunslingers, and I think Cruz is one of those guys.
Yeah, it seems that way because lots of times coaches say, don't do that. Just don't do that. But it works.
I say don't do that, but I watch Cruz, and I say go for it. We call an encroachment on the defense on that one there?
Yeah, I think so.
When your center falls over backwards, it's usually a good sign that he got touched. It was a good acting job as far as how he fell.
Yeah, we interviewed him last week. He was on our pregame or halftime show. He played in the Arena Bowl.
Oh, right on.
Played in the Arena League for quite a while. So he's out there making all the calls. He's actually the coach on the field. And he's the one that tells all the offensive linemen who to pick up, how to move, how to do the different techniques that they're going to do. He's an important cog in the machine.
So we got a 1st and goal from the 9-yard line for the Kings. Rolling to his right. Cruz looks left. Throws it across the field. That's good for a touchdown. Again, Tyler Button on the catch. Does a little dance in the end zone there. He's got some teammates helping him out. I'm sure there's probably a flag on the play somewhere.
On that one, the quarterback rolled out, and the whole offensive line rolled to the right. That was impressive. There was a real athletic move. The whole line was just running to the right, but square to the line of scrimmage. And so it was the quarterback's rolling out, but it's like he's in a pocket that's moving as he was going to the right sideline, and then that gave him the time to zip the ball into the end zone.
Yeah, it takes a truly athletic offensive line to be able to do that, especially this late in the game in 90-degree weather. So they're going for 2. They got the man on the left side. He makes the catch, but he's they call it good. That's good for a Kings 2-point conversion. That'll bring our score to 56-22. So what was once a very close game is no longer. The Kings are running away with it. It is 9 minutes and 4 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter. Kings 56, Mayhem 22.
And so those of you that are watching our telecast, Kings is Forenza. And then the Mayhem is Union.
Yeah, the scoreboard wasn't changed as far as the teams that are on it. Sometimes they're set up internally, so we can't really change them without a programming setup.
That could be, I think that might be a local dialect, actually.
Yeah, we actually thank our friends here at in Centralia that are working for the Mayhem, that are running our scoreboard and running the rest of the stuff here for us. So we are able to do this broadcast, and they're able to have a game with the clock running and scoreboard and all that good stuff. The Mayhem, Thurston County Mayhem, actually call this their home away from home. They actually normally play in a different stadium, so this is kind of an away game for both of us, but they have played here in the past. So, again, we mentioned that we changed our venue, so this is where we are, their home away from home.
Yeah, because we were on our way to Lacey. I know I called you on the phone. We were heading to Lacey, and
yeah, we were both stuck in traffic.
Thanks to the Washington State Department of Transportation.
All that tax money going to good use. That's a bouncing kick all over the place. Picked up at the 20-yard line. Number 7 makes a move, makes a man miss, goes up the middle. He's got some space. He's got people all around him, though. He's going to go down at about the 49-yard line. It was a pretty good return for what he was working with. It looked like he was going to be swallowed up pretty quickly, and then he just makes one man miss, and then kind of hits a seam, makes another man miss, and then finally has that seam closed in on him.
Yeah, and one of the guys closing in on him was my guy Andrew Pena, number 73, the big offensive lineman. What's he doing going down on those things?
I don't know, but I don't want to be hit by him.
Yeah, he was in that big pile up of people.
You know, I'm not exactly a small guy, but I still don't want to mess with any of these big guys out here. I mean, these guys are monsters, and they're obviously in pursuit. You don't want to turn around and see Pena running at you. That's a scary sight, even fully padded. So the Mayhem will take over here. It'll be 1st down and 10 from approximately the 50-yard line. They're looking to just put some points on the board, probably to save some face. They got a 5-wide set up here, so they're not holding back at all. They're not just going to run the ball and take some time off the clock. We got 8:55 here to go in the fourth quarter. He hikes the ball, steps back, got a man right on him, right fast. Another man coming up. Oh, they make some moves. He rolls out of the pocket. He's got that is a blatant hit. That was a
no question about
big
that.
hit there. Who was on that tackle there?
That's NA.
Oh, we don't want his name anyway for that. That is definitely a personal foul there. He came full steam and hit the quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, come on. And now he's saying, "Oh, I didn't do anything."
That's unnecessary in a game that's this far out of reach. I mean, we're talking a 32-point spread at this point. You don't need to hit somebody like that. Although this quarterback for Mayhem, I don't know his name. I'd like to. He is one tough dude. He is out there. He got hit like that, bounced right back up like nothing mattered.
They got a lot of pressure on him, too, and they were only rushing 3.
Yeah, they came from many angles, even though they only had 3 people on him. So, but he went juked one way, spun the other way, and rolled out the other way, and it was finally got some freedom to make the pass, which was incomplete, but he got drilled in the process. So.
Well, and that's why I saw there were so many people coming at him. Was he kept moving here and then move over there and moving around? He kept the play alive.
Referees are getting together. It looks like they're going to figure out where they're spotting this ball.
Yeah, you know, it's quite a score, and we've been doing that. 50 points a game, that's almost our average. That may be our average, in fact.
Yeah, it's, every game I've been to, they've been over 50 points, so it's a lot of fun to watch.
And so the thing is, what we were talking about before is big points, big defense, big plays. Let's cut down on the penalties.
Yeah, I mean, really, if you were to try to find a fault to this team, that's the only thing. It's just them staying with their heads in the game and not getting any of these penalty situations. I know they're out there just trying to make big plays in a lot of these cases, but, sometimes, you got a 32-point lead. You don't need to make a hit like that on the opposing quarterback. That almost appears to be like a grudge against that guy. So it's important that these guys get out here and just, play football. And if they can maintain exactly what they're supposed to do and not get into this extracurricular stuff, then they might be able to, win that championship again this season. Not saying they can't without it, but at this point, I think it would definitely help.
And back again.
Because it's the only downfall I see at all to these guys. I mean, we're missing many of their starting lineup today, and they're out there still scoring 54 points. So, I mean, it's not really – and the defense is unbelievable out there.
Yeah, some of their playmakers didn't make it.
Yeah.
Some of the big play guys.
You're talking about a couple of their big receivers and their starting running back isn't here. So it's fun to watch these younger guys, though, or these other guys, because they want it just as bad. So it's kind of fun to see them out here. So they're going to take over 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. Passes to the left side. Got a receiver who nearly intercepted.
Yeah, they sent extra people on that, so that was man-to-man. That man-to-man on the wide receivers, that's your one chance to make a big play.
But when he came out of his break there, it looked like he had some space, and he could have caught that ball. But he was, I think, because of the pressure, like you were saying, that their timing was off a little bit. So he was probably a couple seconds before when the ball should have been there. Otherwise, that was definitely a good 10-yard gain at least, if he didn't break a tackle.
Yeah, I saw the same thing. He was open as he came out of the break, and had a chance to maybe get some yards.
So here we are, 2nd down and 10, 8:22 to go. 4th quarter. Mayhem about to hike the ball with a 4-5 wide set. Trips to the bottom. They're trusting their offensive line a lot considering the issues they've had. And there's another sack. It's a nice sit-down sack. That's a good way to be. No anger or animosity there. That's Ben Emo for the Kings on the tackle.
Yeah, let's give some credit also to 53 Benzo Scanlon. He's the contain guy. I talk a lot about contain because I think that's an important thing. He came off the right edge. Quarterback had to stand up inside of him, had to come upfield to avoid the contain rush, and Mr. Emo was right there to gobble him up.
It was a good play by both of them. Again, like we were just saying, the defensive line specifically has been very swarming. Looks like there's a holding call. And I thought there was another flag, but apparently they're just throwing it to each other. So it's going to be an automatic 1st down for Mayhem. Give them a 10-yard penalty. They'll be starting this set of downs on the 30-yard line, on the Kings 30-yard line. 1st and 10. 5 wide set, takes the snap, runs to his left, looks, does nothing, runs to his right, looks, throws downfield. He's got a man in the end zone and overthrows him out of bounds. That's incomplete.
Good pressure up the middle with the defensive lineman, but they didn't have contain over here on the left-hand side. They probably called the spy. I'm not saying it was the pass rusher's fault, but there it is. The quarterback was able to roll out, and the guy up the middle wasn't able to get a hit on the quarterback there.
Yeah, they had pretty good containment against the defensive line, so they didn't get in there and hit the quarterback. Like I was saying earlier, they're running that 5 wide set. They're leaving only 5 people up front trying to defend this rush that's, like you said, only 3 or 4 men, but at the same time, it's been very relevant against the Mayhem. They've been getting in, disrupting the plays, making hits, getting sacks, all of that. So it's been fun to watch today. So here we come, second down, 10 yards to go. Mayhem with the ball. Gets the height, got people coming right at him. Makes that little turnaround play. Looks to the end zone. He's going to take it himself. He's taking a huge hit right there, and he stays on his feet. Wow.
Yeah. I thought something bad was going to happen there.
He was about to get a friendly spot, but the center official really saw where it was. So he's going to be down. It's going to be about a 5-yard gain on that play. He took a big shot, but he stayed up. That's a tough guy back there. So we're going to line up, third down, 5 yards to go. We'll see what they have to offer here on third down. Kings looking to make a stop and then maybe run the ball a little bit and try to burn this clock and get out of this game with a solid victory today. Mayhem was definitely a worthy opponent until the later part of the third quarter there, and then it's kind of broke free for the Kings.
Yeah, it was their quarter. The second quarter, it was the Mayhem's quarter.
Hikes the ball, 5 wide set, steps up in the pocket. He's got space. He's running. He's got one man to beat, and he's going down. That is good for a first down, though. It's good to take it to the 21-yard line and give him a fresh set of downs.
And that's the one problem when you have the guy on the contain rush, because that's earlier, there's been a few times where they've been spying the quarterback. If they'd been on the quarterback spy, the defensive end would have got him. Mm-hmm. But they had good upfield rush, and then that does open the middle sometimes.
Yeah, it was a good play by Mayhem, but the Kings were also disciplined to not get too far out of the way, and they got in there. Otherwise, he could have gone up for a touchdown. So it was a good play on the defense for the Kings as well. Yeah,
it was a smart play by the quarterback. Also seeing there's that opening in the middle and just going for it.
Yeah, and again, one of those things, especially with an elusive quarterback, it's really important not to over pursue. You start over pursuing, then they get one juke and they're free and they can go right to the end zone. So here we go, set up first down and 10. Low snap, takes the ball, throws it to his left. Oh, great defense on the play. Steps in there and makes a play on the ball. That's Anthony Toomer. He makes a big play, reaches around, gets there at the exact time as the ball, and knocks it out.
Yeah, and what really worked there was that he did that chop on the arm as the ball gets there. And in fact, I've known defensive back coaches where they will, with new guys, when they're new to defensive back, they say they don't even want them looking at the ball. It's just when the hand goes up, they chop the arm, and that dropped the ball, and that's what happened right there. Perfect time. He's on the guy, good coverage. As soon as the ball hit into the hands of the receiver, brought the arm down, knocked the arms of the receiver down, and the ball drops to the ground.
Yeah, that was a great play, and that's exactly what you want to do. Like you were saying, getting in there and chopping the ball away. That's all we're doing as defense players. We just want to knock that ball out of there and make sure you don't get anything out of it. So we're setting up. We got 4 wide. They got an extra man on the line. Shotgun set. Second down. Man in motion. Little flip to him. Goes up to the left. Trying to get free. He's going nowhere. He's going down. That's a loss of 1 yard right there.
All you have to do is turn it up.
That's going to bring up third down and 11.
Yeah, now's the time for those plays.
Yeah, they're trying a little trickery, seeing if they can get something going. And, the Kings stayed very disciplined, stayed in their spots, in their gaps, and they made the play. You never know with those little sweeps like that when people are going running across the center. Like jet sweep is such a great misdirection play sometimes.
That's
but
right.
it can either get you 100 yards or it can get you negative 15, guaranteed.
Right, and that guy there, because we were talking about you make a cut and then head upfield. Well, in that case, he danced back and forth, but well, why not? That's what you do here, right?
Exactly.
I mean, you got to make a big play for it to matter. So that's one of those things where it made sense, tripping back and forth so you can get a hold of hit through.
So we got 3rd and 12, takes the snap, looks left, pump fake, throws it over the top. He's got a man. He makes the catch. That's a touchdown for the Mayhem.
And that's the same guy that took the ball last play.
Got a couple flags on the play. Might be unsportsmanlike. Wouldn't be the first.
That was a good reception. The defensive back, he was in good position, and the number one for the Mayhem just worked hard and got the ball.
Looks like the Mayhem offense is staying on the field. They may know something we don't know. Could be a push-off. That's going to count as a touchdown.
So is this unsportsmanlike or something? Because if they called against the Mayhem and the touchdown counted, it would have to be after the play, right?
Yeah,
after
it might be a taunting or something to that effect after the play.
Right, because if the touchdown counts and it's against the Mayhem, it had to have occurred after the touchdown was scored.
Exactly, Randall. Yeah, they
dead ball, personal foul, Mayhem.
There we go. So it looks like they're going to be going for their 2-point conversion from a little further back this time. So they got a little bit of space. Maybe they'll run the exact same play. It seemed to work.
Well, except the person that caught the ball is on the sidelines over here.
Oh, yeah. Maybe not then. So the Kings line up for a 2-point conversion here. Getting good pressure coming in. Man, they got that big hook. He's doing good with his rollouts out of the plays. And he goes down. That's going to be a sack. And no good on the 2-point conversion. So Mayhem's going to kick off to the Kings. I would expect to see maybe an onside kick at this point.
Sure, why not?
I don't see why not either.
Yeah,
5 minutes to go. It seems like the only feasible solution to get anywhere closer in this game. So your scores so far, Kings 54, Mayhem 28.
And we got 4:56 to go in the fourth quarter.
I'd like to take a second to thank our sponsor, King's Fireworks. For all of your fireworks needs this season, look no further than King's Fireworks. Family packs, teen packs, 500-gram cakes, 200-gram cakes, 60-gram canister mortars, and much more. Located at 2102 East Alexander Avenue in Tacoma. King's Fireworks.
Yeah, and this was always back in the days when I was a player, and when you get a big lead like this, and you're on the sidelines, this is the most enjoyable. You're hanging out with your buddies, right? And you got the game. You got the game won already, so you're just kind of in the glow of victory. This is a good time to be a King.
Yeah, you're on the sidelines, just talking and see where you're going to go after the game, that kind of thing, and just enjoying the fact that you're pretty solid to win the game. I mean, there is 5 minutes to go, so you never count a team out. They're all heavyweights in this division, so anyone can throw a knockout blow at any time. So it's pretty exciting to see the Kings, and just they came all the way down here to Centralia, and we're getting a chance to see them take a few punches from the other team and then come back and still perform with a solid game with some of their major players not even involved in it today. Yeah,
that's a couple of points that are impressive about the Kings, is that some of our big playmakers aren't there, running back, and also Catron Barquette has a couple of great games. They're not here. They also, in the second quarter, the Mayhem come back and put together a game. It makes it close and makes it interesting, and then the Kings are able to just pull it out and jump way ahead as we are now.
Yeah, exactly. So here comes the onside kick. They're just going to kick it out of bounds. That's an interesting play.
Yeah, that was basically the worst of all worlds.
That's the worst option you could have there. If you kick an onside kick and it bounces out of bounds, then that's one thing. But if you just straight kick it out of bounds, that's
and short.
Yeah, short and out of bounds. That's not the best option. But we'll have the Kings taking over, 1st and 10 to go here. It looks like it's going to be on the 45-yard line. Kings leading 54-28 over the Mayhem. Your Puyallup Nation Kings have been tearing it up today. They had one quarter where they kind of looked like they took it off offensively, but after that, they've just kind of gone ballistic out here. All facets of the game again. You got offense, special teams, defense, everything's doing it.
Right. Yeah, and I wouldn't even say that on that second quarter. Go ahead.
All right, he takes the handoff up the middle. He's got some blockers. He's putting the hits on the defense. That's he's good for about a 9-yard gain.
Archie.
Good old Archie. He's out there. Iorama, is that how you pronounce his name?
That's how I would pronounce it.
All right, sounds good. Archie Iorama just doing what he does best. Leaning forward, getting yards, making hits on the opposing team. This takes a snap, short pass, dropped. It looks like he's going to be wrapped up. It looked like about a 1-yard loss on that play. It's going to be at about the 50-yard line. So we're going to be 3rd down and 5 here.
And you respect number 18, Tyler Button. You expect him to stay up there, right? Fight for the yards. But this is one of those things where, in a case like this, you know what? I think it's okay just to go ahead and go on down with that hit and line up for the next play.
Yeah, you know, one thing I always was taught in all of the sports I've ever played is that you just kind of got to go 100%. If you go less than 100%, that's a good time to get injured. Cruz takes a snap back, looks left, looks right, got a man, throwing it. That's just dropped. It's pretty close to a reception there. Deshaun Salgado. That would have been good for a first down there.
Yeah, I mean, he sees the ball and he turns to run before it's in his hands. You know, you got to watch the ball into your hands. It's easy for me to say I wasn't a receiver, but I do know that, and that's what happened, right? He's got the ball. He's got some room to move, so he's looking upfield to go.
Yeah, that's a common thing that causes a lot of people to drop a ball or not be able to hit a baseball. I mean, all these different things. Like, you have to watch that ball wherever it's going before you do anything else afterwards.
That's right.
Everybody wants to make a play, but the play is to catch the ball, and then from there you can make another play. So Cruz set to take the snap, 4th down. Throws it, got a man. Oh, just outside of his outstretched arms. Kings are going to turn the ball over on downs. So Mayhem is going to take over here on the 49-yard line. Here in the 4th quarter, 3 minutes and 46 seconds to go in the game. Your Puyallup Nation Kings 54, Mayhem 28. We'll see what the Mayhem wants to do on this play here in this drive. See if they're trying to get down and score some points. I would if I were them.
Yeah, keep playing, sure. That's all right, because you always come down to it's one of two ways. Is that you either just decide, okay, we're done, it's over, right? Or just keep playing. Absolutely, keep going at them.
Looks like the Kings coming to the line of scrimmage a little late. Quarterback steps back, has a man to the right. Oh, almost caught and almost intercepted.
Yeah, he had some heat on that throw.
Yeah.
He whipped that over there. But the guy was open.
Yeah, he threw it a little softer. It looked like it could have been intercepted there. Because he was definitely trying to jump that route.
Yeah, someone broke on the ball, that's for sure.
I think that one thing with the Mayhem quarterback is, like, by his rolling out and his movement, he's getting the defense off of their feet, and they're not able to read his routes quite as well. Because when he sits in the pocket, he is staring down his receivers, and they're able to kind of key on that. So we'll see what happens. Takes the snap here. Looks left, almost gets deflected. Throws the ball up, got some room, breaks a tackle, gets down about the 52-yard line. It's about a 3-yard gain on the play.
Yeah, he did a good job of avoiding the first defender, and then the second guy up made the tackle.
Yeah, that's a swarming type of defense. That's what you want out of a defense. An athletic, swarming defense is a very, very hard defense to play against because they are everywhere. If you get touched, slowed down just a little bit like he did there, he'll have 5 more guys coming right at him.
Yeah, guys coming right up behind him, right.
So 3rd down here, about 7 yards to go. Steps back, looks right, pump fake, rolls out to his left, throws with his right arm, got a man wide open, and he drops the ball.
he was coming back. That's what they say. That was the receiver, number one, the guy that scored the touchdown a little while ago, and he was coming back to the quarterback, which is what you're supposed to do when he's rolling. It just went through his hands. There was some heat on that ball also. He's whipping it down there. That was catchable, though.
Yeah, he threw it pretty hard, and as you said, the receiver was coming back to the ball, so his momentum plus the ball's momentum makes it even harder to catch that ball. But he should have been able to make that catch there. So we're going to bring up fourth down here. Just 2 minutes and 54 seconds left in the game. We have 4th down and 6 situation. We'll see what they've drawn up for this play here. Trying to get the right personnel on the field. Rolling to his left. Got a blocker on front. Throws up a... Looks like that. Ooh. That's overthrown out of bounds. Looked like the offensive player became the defensive player and maybe was holding on there. So either way, that's the end of that drive. They turn over the ball on downs, so the Kings will take over here.
Yeah, we're a little far away to see that. I think that could have gone either way on that particular
At this
play.
point, it's probably okay as a no call.
Right, just let it go.
Continue this game.
Right.
There's been a lot of penalties so far in this game. We should try to keep track of that in the future.
Well, that's good. There's something there's something for us to work on.
Otherwise, we're perfect, right?
Yeah.
So the Kings line up here. Ball on the 47 on their own 47-yard line. Cruz back. 4 wide. Man in motion. He's got the handoff. Gets met right as he gets the ball. Still falls forward and gets a couple yards out of the play, or maybe 1 yard from the line of scrimmage there. That was a pretty good to be able to fall forward when he was contacted immediately after he caught it. That's Donald McKee again. Again, that's a running back / fullback. So he's got that mentality to move forward anyway.
Well, there's some confusion there because they pulled the right guard, and he came across and he was going to kick out on the left, and someone didn't down block. Someone didn't pick up this guy, so they didn't realize what was going on. You pull a guard, you got to fill in behind him.
Cruz rolling out to the left. He's got a man, makes the catch. That's good for a first down there. That's Tyler Button on the catch.
We just heard the horn. Are they putting in a substitution or something?
You do kind of remind me of Bill Walton as a co-anchor.
Oh, is that right?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he used to live on Lake Murray Drive when I was in San Diego. He lived right down the road. I saw him a couple of times. He would drive by, and I waved to him, but he never would pick me up. I'd be hitchhiking to class.
That's horrible. He should have picked you up for sure.
Yeah.
You guys would have had a lot of conversations to have. I think you guys would get along great.
I'm not a basketball player.
I've met him briefly, too.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. Well, yeah. He was like, "Hi, I'm Ray," and that was about it.
Oh.
He was going about his thing, but he was doing a broadcast at the University of Oregon down there at a basketball game I was working at, and he was doing the Pac-12 network there.
Right. Yeah, he's quite a good commentator.
Yeah, he's a little biased for UCLA,
Yeah.
A little alma mater stuff going on.
Yeah.
All right, Kings line up here, 1st and 10 to go. 1 minute, 57 seconds left in this game. Hand the ball off. Doesn't look like he has anywhere to go. Still picks up a couple yards on the play there.
That's Nigel Harbison with the ball.
Called his name out before in this game. It's good to see him getting everybody in here to play. Just getting these guys out and getting these reps is really good. You don't want to be a volunteer player that's a backup player that never gets to play. So it's exciting to see him out here. They got a 4 wide set, and looks like a naked bootleg there.
Yeah, what?
Goes out to about the 27-yard line right there, which is going to be good enough for a first down there.
Yeah, so I got to guess that was called because they had all the receivers to this side towards us, and then he rolls away, and I think they were just trying to set the receiver, the one wide receiver, to the far side. I think they were just trying to set him up and go to him. I think it was directed at him because why would he roll like that?
No, that's a design play. A lot of times people will run that. Cruz takes the snap, pump fake. Got a man deep to the left side. He's got him wide open. Oh, just overthrows him. Backpedaling receiver there. Darnell Thompson almost comes down with another touchdown for the Kings. That'll be incomplete. We're going to have the Kings ball still be second down after that first down on the play before. We got 1 minute and 1 second to go in this game.
And he's backing up. He's facing the ball. It's coming right out of it. He's facing the ball, and unfortunately, he wasn't able to pull that in.
Yeah, it's kind of a difficult task with that backpedal and still keeping your concentration. He's trying to get separation, but I think if he would have just concentrated on the ball and not worried about the players, defenders around him, he'd have definitely caught that ball. Room for improvement. I love it. I love it. With a score of 54-28, we have room for improvement.
Yeah, we've got to find something.
That's awesome. So Cruz stepped back to receive this snap. Got 4 wide receivers. Looks left again. Throws the ball. Got a wide open receiver. It looks like his defender fell down. He may be injured. It looks like he makes the catch there for a first down. That's Pierre Coliver again.
So things are going your way when that pass is completed for a nice gain, because that was the terminology. It's a technical term in football. It's called a wounded duck.
That is the exact technical term.
Yeah, that ball was wobbling all over the place, and then we catch it and get a first down.
Yeah, you look it up in physics. Wounded duck is a technical term. It was a good reception. Again, like it looked like his defender fell down. Maybe a cramping issue. I think that's going to be plaguing a lot of these people. I'm surprised there hasn't been more, to be completely honest with you. It's an extremely hot day out here. It was 90 degrees when I got here, and that was a few hours ago, so it's probably up in the mid-90s at this point. We're going to see what the Kings have to offer here with 53 seconds to go and a new set of downs starting at the Mayhem 15-yard line.
All right, I say run the ball.
I think running the ball would be a really good option here. 2 runs and this game's over. Unless they accidentally put it in the end zone, which I would not be opposed to.
No, they're not going to run it. They're going to throw it.
They are going to throw the ball. He's got men coming out on both sides. He is back 30 yards from his starting point. You better get rid of this. Oh. He's got a man. No, he just drops the pass. He threw it to the back corner of the end zone and almost completes the pass. After Cruz must have ran 40, 50 yards in that play alone. But he did not get sacked back, which it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, that was like one of the comedy football movie where the guy that's running back and then he turns and he runs back the other way and he runs back the other way, but it didn't turn out as bad as those movies have it.
I think we could have had some music playing to that.
Yeah, it worked out pretty well, and we dang near got a touchdown out of that.
That's right. It was still a spot-on pass. Yeah, we're going to take the snap again. Second down, throw into the back corner. He's open. He gets contact. They don't call it. The pylons are down on both back corners of the end zone. The refs don't even care about the one on the other side, or either one of them at this point. They're done for the day too.
That's Pierre Coliver, and I think he had a complaint there. That looked like he could have had that call.
Yeah. I think there's a solid complaint in that.
Yeah. And I understand why he would complain. If it was me, right, I'd complain about it, but since it's not me, I'm fine with no call.
Yeah, it's going to be okay. I think the Kings are going to be able to work through it. So Cruz steps back again on third down, throws it right to the middle of the field, got a man, incomplete. And that's an example of what should be happening when they come across the field and they don't make that reception. The defender should have the wherewithal to not just crush him and take him out.
Right, and along those lines, they're doing great. I got to find something to complain about. I don't think I'd be running crossing patterns at this time.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, player safety is of the utmost concern, so you don't want to put your players in jeopardy, and that's exactly what you do when you run them right across the middle of the field to reach up in the air to grab a ball. ball. So
every pass would be a fade to the corner of the end zone. That's what I do.
Just like that one.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, and it's picked off in the end zone.
Why in the world would he run a fade to the corner of the end zone at this time? That makes no sense.
I don't know. Maybe they're trying to save game clock. It's okay. Maybe they're trying new plays out for the next game. So that's it, guys. He got an interception in the end zone. We got the Mayhem coming out on the field. It looks like they're. We'll see what they do. I mean, they may try to drive down the field and score a touchdown, save a little face, and put some points on the board, a little more bragging rights.
Yeah, okay, so I'll tell you what I would do. I would have max protection, one guy going bombs away down the sideline and just throw it up. I mean, I'm not going to worry about an interception at this point.
Yeah, I like the if you're going to do a trickery, I'm a big fan of the hook and ladder. Like you get the guy that's running the slant route across the middle, and then the post route on the deep outside.
Right.
You can catch that. You catch that post route. That slant route comes across, and they can catch that ball. I mean, I remember the Randy Moss hook and ladder, and it was an amazing play. So
I like that too. But you got 23 seconds, so that would be the second play.
You could totally hook and ladder right from here. They take a knee, and that's going to be it for us today, folks, here at Centralia Tigers Stadium. We have a final score today. Your Puyallup Nation Kings, 54 over the Thurston County Mayhem, 28.
Yeah, and that was the right play. Just take the knee. Let's get out of here. And we're coming out on the July 15th, 2 weeks from today, a week from next Saturday, is we'll be out at the at Chief
Leschi High School
Thank
Stadium.
you for jumping right in there because you saw I wasn't going to be able to come up with that.
I got you.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes we all struggle and we need help. So
hey,
I mean, you got my back. I got your back.
Thank you.
We'll make it work out.
Fantastic. Yeah, and it's at 6 o'clock.
Yep.
And it is a great experience. You get out there. It's a beautiful stadium, as you've mentioned. It's a beautiful area. Come on out, support the Kings, and have a great game. And we're really looking forward. I'm looking forward to getting out there, and that should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's going to be a great game. It's going to be a beautiful day. The weather's supposed to be absolutely beautiful up there. It's going to be fun to watch the Kings. They're so far undefeated still, so it's going to be a good time to watch them out there playing. Bring the family, bring the kids, everything. It's $10 to watch a football game in a beautiful stadium. And Leschi Stadium is amazing. It's got big grandstands. You can sit in the shade. You don't have to worry about being in the sunlight the whole time. A few trains go by from every now and then, but it feels like Safeco Field like that. So it's kind of a nice setting. On behalf of Apache Wolf Productions, we are glad to bring this to you. Myself,
Randall Maston.
Mr. Randall here. We've had a great time doing this, and we can't wait to do it again. We'd like to thank our sponsor, too, King's Fireworks. You can find them down at the Puyallup Tribe's fireworks stands. Thanks for coming out, guys. We appreciate it.